Revelation 3239. From the 31st of August 1944. And the gates of hell shall not prevail against them. And the gates of hell will not overpower them. The small flock of my believers, for they will remain faithful to me even in the greatest earthly tribulation. Their faith will be so profound and unshakable that even the powers of darkness will shake it in vain, and they will not succeed in gaining victory over them. For my own will have me myself as their commander, and even hell, whose power is otherwise not to be underestimated, will be powerless against me. But strong faith is like a wall which withstands all onslaughts, and all belong to my church who call this strong faith their own. Whoever believes in me with all firmness no longer needs to fear anything, no matter from which side it may come. Admittedly, there are always bad forces which try to shake this strong faith, and it requires the will to resist. But anyone who has faith also knows about my love and my omnipotence, and therefore he does not fear any adversary but confronts him courageously. He defeats him with my strength. But he draws strength from his faith in me. He knows that I stand by him, he trusts in my help, and I reward his profound faith. My help is certain for him. And thus the believer will emerge victorious from the last battle. He will survive the end while the faithless perish. He will feel the strength of faith and also be able to prove it to his fellow human beings, while the unbelievers will be weak and helpless in the face of the downfall of the earth, which, however, the believers need not fear, for they will remain unharmed where thousands upon thousands lose their lives. As brutally as the battle will be waged beforehand that one can really speak of hell, the latter will not celebrate any triumphs, for no matter how small the number of believers is, it cannot be defeated because the deep, unshakable faith prevents this. For the believer fights with me, and I am his surest protection. The gates of hell shall not prevail against them. I have given this promise to my church, and my church consists of the profound believers who are in living contact with me and will also always feel my nearness, who recognize me in the word and are therefore also fearless because they feel the strength of my word and oppose this word to the enemy of their souls. He will certainly still rage furiously before his dominion is wrested from him, and he will use all means. He will open all gates and appoint his accomplices to bring the human being to fall. He will want to take away his secure faith, yet every effort will be in vain. Those who believe in me are my children, and these I do not leave in the distress of the soul. I give them strength and fortitude to endure. I help them that the more the enemy wants to separate them from me, the more intimately they join themselves to me. And he will struggle in vain against the bulwark which is and will remain strong faith for all forces of the underworld which will never ever be able to tear down this bulwark because it is built on a solid foundation, on a strong rock, on convinced faith which can never ever be lost once the human being has gained it. For convinced faith recognizes me and also hopes and builds on me. And the person of convinced faith will not let me fall. He is faithful to me on earth and remains faithful to me until the end, and no power of the underworld will ever have power over him, not even the worst hell. That is, the prince of the underworld is powerless against the one who asks for my help by believing in me. Amen.